So I just got wrapped up with an interview with an amazing student inside the software arbitrage program. His name is Cuan. He's a 26-year-old guy from Wexford in Ireland. And in this interview, we broke down everything. We tore apart his entire business from start to finish. We went through his story from how he got started with his own software arbitrage, how he was able to keep it up and juggle it alongside of college, which he has since dropped out of and went full time with the business. And right now with his business, he's currently turning over 50,000 euros in annual recurring revenue, meaning that he is making that every single year. And he has big plans to scale way past the 10K per month mark. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the call right now. Yeah, good stuff, man. Appreciate you hopping on. Cuan, if you want to just sort of give a bit of like a brief introduction, who you are, what you do, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So my name's Cuan. I'm a bit older than yourself, Jason. I'm 26. I'm from Wexford, a good rural area of Wexford. So tech jobs are kind of not common around here. So it's, mostly kind of fishermen, farmers, that sort of thing. So yeah, so what I do is I'm kind of running a web design and marketing agency at the moment. And it's sort of starting to pick up at the moment. But it's definitely something in my area that's a little bit new to people around here.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's like one of the big things that we sort of noticed whenever we first started out. Like on this side of the world, like America, a lot of things are really popular and really, already like the wave has like,
Yeah.
already not passed, but it's really starting to get there. Whereas like this part of the world, it's very untapped. Like business owners need all this stuff and there's no solutions out there. Like there's nobody out there that can actually genuinely do a great job. You know what I mean? And like, we'll get into this a little bit on the call, but yeah,
Mhm.
you've done, really well, like really well over the last, few months we've been working together and stuff. But just sort of like a little bit of a backstory, like what have you tried beforehand? What were you doing full time? Like I know you were doing some studying, you had a job for a little while, but yeah, I just want to take it back, even
Yeah.
past 12, 12.
So yeah, 100%. So kind of when I came out of school, like I said, I'm a little bit older than you, so I finished school around 2017,
Mhm.
and I didn't really know what to do. And like I said, there's not much jobs going around this kind of area. It's very rural. So I joined the army, and I was in the army in Ireland for 5 years. And about halfway through, I was kind of like I was away from home a lot. I won't go too much into the army, but I was away from home a lot, and I kind of was wanting to kind of build some sort of side hustle to add to my income. And I tried pretty much everything: drop shipping, SMMA, TikTok shop, everything. Like yourself, like that's how I met you, through TikTok shop. I was doing basically everything I could, and it just there wasn't much really clicking for me.
Yeah.
So I decided to kind of go down the legit route then through college. So sign up for a 3 year course in college in software development. And kind of coming out of the army and starting that course, I was really stuck for cash, and I started the side hustles again. And kind of 2 years in, which was last year, I started up the TikTok shop again, and then that's literally when I came across you and doing software arbitrage. And yeah, that's kind of how we got in touch. And yeah.
Good stuff. It's you probably find this as well. Like I did do like software in college as well. It's really interesting. A lot of people always ask me about that. Like, what kind of background do you need for something like this? You probably find this as well, but the stuff that
Yeah,
you learned in college, it just doesn't like none of it's even needed in this
not
kind of
really, no. Like I wouldn't find myself really using anything from college, to be honest. And that was kind of I almost found it a little bit better. Like I was using certain things, but in a practical way. So, like I mean, some of the stuff I was doing in Go High Level, like that was like just through your course I learned. I didn't really use anything from college, and it was honestly a breath of fresh air when I started seeing like how kind of easy it was to set up
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. No, because like you jump straight into things like what exactly. So I remember when you reached out, it was like around June of last year. What were you doing with yourself, like full time, as you were sort of starting the business? Because a lot of people have this idea that you need to stop everything you're doing and go full time with a business, whereas like that's the opposite of what I normally recommend.
Yeah, so I would say what I was doing was I was at the time I met you, I was starting my summer placement after or during college, and so I was working like as a software developer in a large business in Wexford, and that's what I was kind of using, and I would recommend it too. You need something to kind of obviously fund your startup, you know. So I like yourself, I would never recommend just quitting what you're doing straight away. You need something to back you kind of going into something like this, and luckily I was working at the time and I was using my earnings to kind of start up, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds good. And then I guess like how did life sort of look like before you started the business? Like was it the usual, oh, I was clocking in every day and I was just sort of
Yeah.
clocking out and time was ticking by? Like how was life looking back then compared to sort of where it is like right now?
Yeah, so back then, like, and that was one of my kind of one of the bigger positions I had at the time. I was only earning like the minimum wage or whatever. I wasn't earning like 2,000 euros, driving in there, work, hated it. Like, and I realized from that job, I was like, I really hate this at the moment. It's like, and it was a great job. I just myself knew I wasn't the kind of person to do
Yeah.
that job. I'm just one of them people who just couldn't clock in every day for the rest of my life. It was a great place to work. I just hated it, you know. And I said like, I'd rather commit to work for myself and never earning a penny more than this
Hmm.
rather than going into clock in every day
Yeah.
and have the mundane task of driving into work
Yeah.
every day, you know. Being your own boss is something I always did want to do anyway, and luckily we're here now.
100%. And I think like a lot of people do think on that same wavelength, but not everybody does. Like it's definitely like, running your own company definitely isn't something for everyone. Everyone likes
No.
the idea of it, but when it comes to actually going out there, implementing, getting clients and stuff, at the end of the day, it's not for everyone. But like it's good early on, you recognize that, right, this is fine for now, going to college, starting this apprenticeship,
Mhm.
or starting this placement, like it's good for now, but it's not something that I see
No.
myself doing, forever. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
good you're able to identify that. You see the opportunity and then you sort of
Yeah.
just decide to get going. So you just mentioned you were sort of making just above
Yeah.
2,000.
Around that, yeah.
What's the revenue of the business currently doing sort of on like a monthly basis at the minute?
So month to month, recurring revenue we're sitting at about 500-600, and then on top of that, with website build outs and
Mhm.
our pipeline of leads, at the moment, like you know yourself, we're talking about 4,000 for that. So we're looking to hit the next few months going on from now are going to be 5K months plus. Like so,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
kind
at
of
least.
almost at a point where we're guaranteed to make that now. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's interesting, like because like a lot of my philosophy is building up the monthly recurring revenue, whereas like you've
Mm.
done that and like you have enough monthly revenue built up there to cover basic bills and stuff.
Costs.
But
Yeah, that's that. Like the monthlies now cover my overheads, and then pretty much everything
yeah,
after that is
exactly.
just pure
And then
profit. You know.
it's those bigger projects that you take on. That's what's making you the money. Like
Yeah.
you're turning over just over 4,000 euros a month, whatever, almost 50 grand a year. It's like you have the ability to do that from wherever. Like I know you spent some time in Greece there a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. I'm not sure if you were still working and stuff, but the thing is, you were still able to keep that income coming in while you're away, which like to me, you just said this, you would rather work full time for yourself and not have to clock in. That's the big thing because a
Mm.
lot of people like online, they're seeing like the big flashy things, like we all like our watches and cars and stuff, but at the end of the day, the freedom is just being able to go wherever, have full time and location freedom. That's like the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
That I mean that's huge. Like I said, I'm a good bit older than yourself, and like I did taking out loans, flashy cars, watch,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm kind of over that now. So like the thing for me is financial freedom, and like
Mhm.
I set a goal. I think I said to you there last June when I started, or maybe it was July. I said to you like if I'm like work for myself and in a year's time and I'm earning like 2K, I'd be happy. And like
Yeah,
we've broke that now. We've doubled that already. So
yeah,
like the goal's already moved now, and I'm way ahead of where I wanted to be. You know.
yeah, yeah. Like at the trajectory you're sort of growing at the moment, like I know you just said a few seconds ago, like 5K is the baseline. Like you keep growing at the same rate. I have no doubt by, December, like coming into the next year, you'll have no bother be at those 9 to 10K months. It's really
Mm.
like you now have the systems in place that is able to allow you to go out there and get clients, have the fulfillment. I know you're growing with some like paid ads and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully, we can hop on another call in a few months from now and you'll be doing
Mm.
well above
Yeah,
the
we'll make it a yearly thing. No, but like that's the thing. Like, just from the course, I kind of learned from your course how to do like outreach, and outreach is huge because like I'm making this, and you know yourself, I've got to this point, I haven't even started running ads yet for myself.
no.
You know what I mean? Like, so that I'm set to make like hopefully when I get quite good at the ads, I'm set to go another 2-3K in profit. You know, so like this is just pure outreach. I'm at
Yeah.
this point, so there's huge potential to come. Like,
Yeah, and like because of that, because you're doing all the fulfillment, like that 4K that you're making, this is a big misconception in this kind of business. Like everyone knows about other business models
Mm.
like drop shipping, Amazon selling and stuff. Like your average profit margin in those businesses, you'd be lucky to, get 20,
Yeah.
30%. Whereas like have you even like your margins are probably 95. Like after your hard
Yeah,
work,
it's
it's like 100% profit. You know what I
pretty
mean?
much, when you factor in like that's the only overhead is Sky level I really use, and then some smaller software. But like, yeah, it's negligible now at this stage. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
covered straight away. Like,
Covered, yeah, like 2-3 days into the month, and you already have
yeah.
like all your monthly costs covered. And then just on that as well, like I know we were just chatting about like the quality of life beforehand. You're just sort of waking up, clocking into the job, going to college and stuff. Like a lot of people like think that like massive changes happen, but what does your quality of life sort of look like right now? Like
Like
what's changed on that?
it kind of happens without you even noticing. So like you're putting in the work so much over the year. Like it's been a year for me now, and I haven't really noticed. But now that we're starting to kind of do a bit of a reflection and accountability, I can kind of look around going like, I don't have I used to be in like work groups for WhatsApp. Like I don't talk to anyone like that. I don't have to play by anyone's rules. I don't listen to like I literally my day is how I want my day to go. If I feel like work, and the big thing for me is like time work. So like if I want to work, I work my 9 to 10 hours per day. But if I wanted to start them at like 11 o'clock till
Mm,
11, or you know what I mean, you start when you want, you finish when you want, get the work done yourself. That's the biggest change for me is you decide your work day, and you can kind of take days off. Like yourself now, I'm dying with a flu at the moment, and I'll probably take the rest of the day off. You
yeah,
can imagine if I was in a normal job now, it'd take me like the whole day just begging to get the day off. I can just
yeah.
take it whenever I want.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd need approval for the day off.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably, if you took a week off, you're out a week's wages, and you're
that's
just
it. Like, yeah.
stuff in the foot there. But it's like the reason why I asked that is because a lot of people sort of come to this realization that like once you actually do it, your life doesn't really change completely at all. Like, at your current stage of the business, there's no reason why you couldn't, move to some nice warm country and still keep it going from there. Like
No,
nothing, nothing substantially changes, but you get
yeah.
you get the option to do that. Like there's
Hmm.
nothing more powerful in my opinion than being able to just do whatever. You know what I mean? Like I,
Yeah.
I do that. A lot of people think that it's always just 24/7 grinding and doing work and stuff. It's not really like when you're locked in, you're locked in. But like even for me, I like just going on big long drives and going to the shop and just doing
Mm.
small things that
Yeah.
you would take for granted. You know what I mean?
And like you said there, like the monthly recurring fees, like once you get that locked down, like I know I'm only small and that sort of thing. I've like 600 coming in per month, but that's someone's weekly wage. Like, and I can take a week and I know that's coming in. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, I don't have to like go work. I can take that week whenever I want.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I can go, I have travel freedom and I can do my job from wherever, if I have to move somewhere, if I want to go somewhere. So that is the part where it's like, yeah, not much like, it's not a big burden on your life either. Like it's kind of the hours are not drastic, and like it's up to your own pace. Like you can kind of go as hard on as you want, you know what I mean? As much as you want to build the business is how much time
yeah,
you put in,
yeah, yeah. Exactly. And then just on that as well, like on how quick you sort of want to drive things. When you were starting out, is there any like regrets you have? Like, do you wish that you got things going quicker, or were you just like happy with everything and how everything sort of went?
For myself, probably kind of going into it, the guidance that you gave was just kind of I stuck basically I stuck to the plan and plan worked. And
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
didn't really differ off the plan. Maybe there was some things like you maybe could have done differently. I just stuck to the plan and just
Yeah.
followed through. And like if it takes, like I said, like it could take a year, it could take 2 years, but
Yeah.
it's a proven system and it
'Cause-
works.
Yeah, 100. No, I remember our conversation really, really well on Instagram and stuff. I remember when you first reached out, you were like, I'm sort of looking into some things right
Mm,
now, but I don't really want to start until I'm done my college and stuff. And then I remember we had a chat, and I was like, the perfect time just never, it never presents itself. Like
no,
you're waiting for one thing to finish. Once that's done, there's another thing. So you just sort of like, right, I've nothing to lose. I'll jump straight in and just go ahead and do.
that actually is a huge point as well. Like there is no good time to
Mm.
start. Like you're gonna wait for years. There's never a perfect time. So yeah, kind of just going in head first and dealing
100%.
with what happens afterwards. And I think a lot of people would be shocked at how that there's not much adversity. Your kind of brain tricks you into thinking like there's going to be a lot of problems and this and that. They're really, once you're kind of focused and you have a goal, like there's not much that can stop you. Once you just have to get started, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And just in terms of like the business standpoint, like how does it look in terms of your current clients? Is it all local businesses you're working with, or have you branched out into more of the UK, more of Europe, more of America, or is it really just sort of local around you at the
Yeah,
moment?
so it started off very local. It was local outreach, and now we're kind of covering basically every county in Ireland. We've had somebody contact us, or we have leads coming in from basically every county. And now what we're starting to notice is when we're doing outreach, we're getting, like we're kind of mixing with some UK businesses. So that's definitely the next thing now. And because it's like pretty much all online and you're kind of doing the same job for them anyway, it shouldn't, it wouldn't make a difference. It can kind of be something that you can do for any country.
Exactly. I always talk about this. You've probably even seen this inside the course. Like, I specifically love working with businesses that are in the UK because compared to even in Ireland, if you're looking for to start a business and you want to get a bunch of clients, you want to make a bunch of money and stuff, like people in the UK aren't as scared of spending money as someone in Ireland, which is like a
Mm,
really interesting observation that I quickly found out whenever I was starting out. That's not to say you can't get clients in Ireland because the vast majority, like your entire client base
mm.
is in Ireland. But see, Cuan, like whenever you branch really into the UK market and other countries in Europe that are all English speaking, you'll find a big change in how people perceive you on the sales calls because people will hop on. They'll be like, I need this thing. This looks good. How much is it? I've just
Yeah,
paid the invoice. Let's go. Whereas, like, sometimes with Irish businesses, there's a lot of going back and forth. And I need to know this and this and
yeah.
this. So it's interesting. Like, you'll
And
notice that. You'll
and
notice.
and like the thing is like certain businesses you won't find only in cities. And like we only have like maybe three decent sized cities in Ireland, whereas the UK is full of cities, like, and
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
kind of get more of a broader job base and more broader clientele
yeah,
base in general. So yeah, it's definitely something that's probably next year now would be big on our
yeah,
radar.
yeah, exactly. And then what was the industry of your very first client? Do you remember what they like, who they were?
It was actually like wellness and health and wellness, which is something that we don't really do at all now. But yeah, it was like it was so weird. I had no idea, and it was kind of a random one. But yeah, it just proves like you can kind of do the system kind of works for sort of any industry really. And it's also helpful to kind of get your foot in the door from all these industries because if I come across somebody in the same industry now, I have some experience, and I kind of know where to stand with them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like I always talk about this a lot. Like the first client doesn't matter what they're paying you. It could be €50, it could be €1,000. How much did that first client actually pay
So
you?
So I it's like I was doing the memberships area and I was setting up video courses for them and I set up a couple of courses and I charged them 97 per month and like I'm still receiving that per month and
Yeah,
like she's still receiving her income from the course,
yeah,
so and we literally don't even talk to each other. It's just on a monthly basis I'm paid as in a
yeah,
subscription and that's how
yeah.
it goes. Like there's no almost once everyone's kind of happy there is no need to really there's no point in trying to fix what's not broken. So it's nice.
That's
And
a
once the
yeah.
systems are set up, it's kind of it's
Mm.
running on autopilot, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. That's what I love so much about the monthly recurring revenue kind of business. Like a lot of our clients, they come to us and we build out the stuff, and once they're happy, that's really it. The only thing you really need to be there is for any questions, any maintenance and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like we've been working with like a specific real estate agency for years now. Sold them reputation management, and like I haven't spoken to them so long.
yeah,
It's the same as paying your phone bill. Like when was the last time
yeah.
you called up your phone provider and just talk to them and had like, oh, there was issues and stuff?
Mm,
There never really is. You have like they have a problem, you have a solution to the problem, you charge them for it, you build everything out, and you have happy clients then paying you
yeah.
months, even years then into the
And
future.
see, like the recurring revenue I have, like once I've finished the website build and I get the subscription fee, like I really don't like they're
Yeah,
just ticking along. There's no real contact because there's nothing really wrong, and the things just kind of run itself. So yeah, it's that's one of the huge benefits of
Yeah,
using a
yeah, yeah.
system like Go Level. It's kind of on autopilot. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And this is also something that you're going to notice now. I know you've done this for one of your first clients, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
upselling
Yeah.
clients
Yeah.
is powerful because, you're saying your monthly recurring revenue is like, you know, super like low right now in terms of where you want it to be. See,
Mm.
once you then turn around, the client's
Yeah.
happy, 2, 3 months later, then you have this great idea of some other feature that you can actually go out and implement into their business. You have a quick chat with them, and it's so easy to like it's so much easier to upsell a current client than it is to go
Oh,
out and get a
huge,
new one. And
huge, huge.
the reason being for that is because the most difficult part about sales is knowing, liking, and trusting. If someone has like if you have all those three for a specific business, doesn't matter what you're selling, as long as they trust you and you're gonna do like they know you're gonna do a good job, they'll keep
Mm.
paying you on into the
And
future.
like if like some of the reviews like I'm getting are kind of blow me away. I almost don't feel like you're building like I can't see how much trust they're placing into me until after the job's done. But like some of these people really like it.
Yeah.
If you do a good enough job, you're building that trust and like upselling, and that's something like I have to look forward to now in the next few months. I haven't really even gone into that too much in terms of my current client base. But that's something that I'd be building on, and I know I've done such a good job for them that it's kind of, and I've built that trust that
Yep.
upselling is going to be pretty handy. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, you have how many clients was it you upsold? Just one so far, is it?
just two at the moment. Like, and that actually wasn't even like it wasn't like targeted upselling. It was kind of just came up in conversation. But like, if I really put my mind to like, I think I have about, what do I have, like 12 or 13 clients now at the moment
Yeah,
that I've worked for, like, and they're huge. Like, they've all left really good reviews and stuff like that. So
yeah,
they're like, I know myself, the trust has been built there. Probably
yeah,
quite an easy upsell.
100%. And it's great social proof as well for clients
Yeah.
moving forward. But one of the big things that I want to ask is, have you had many referrals yet?
Yeah, I've had
You
three or
have had
four from the
referrals.
last 2 months. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
one I'm just starting tomorrow, so that's like huge.
yeah,
And this is the first kind of wave of referrals I've got, but
yeah,
I can see a direct relation of like from the clients that I've done work for. They're so happy, like I'm not even asking them to refer me or anything. Like, they're just doing it off their own back,
yeah.
and it's so I've
100%.
kind of got that in my head where like you put the work in, you do enough kind of good work for people, you will get the referrals.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of people have this sort of conception that you don't like there's not that many referrals because once a business is working with you, they sort of want to gatekeep you. Whereas like
Yeah.
when you're in the business industry and you're looking around, you just see everyone wants everyone to do equally as well. You know what I mean? So you
Mm.
get those referrals coming in, they're the easiest sales that you can make because that liking and the trust and the knowing has already been built up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how are things sort of looking right now in terms of like getting new clients on board? Like how does that process look like?
So yeah,
Are you still calling? Are you still DMing or how does that sort of look?
So unfortunately, I haven't, and like I've had plenty of chances to kind of automate this, but I actually quite enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it's like a great way of building trust. So I'm doing basically all the outreach. And I don't, like I said, I don't run ads. I use pretty much social media to do my outreach. Um, and like you go heavy into it in your course, like the personal touch is huge with some of these people. Like you keep it personal to them. You're not a big massive business coming to them. You keep it personal enough to your own character, and they're happy enough to have a chat with you anyway. And then like I said, if I outreach, maybe kind of my position is I kind of reach out to them. I just have a chat. I don't really pressure them into anything, and
Yeah.
see where they're at. Like, and if they're in the market for it, no, like we can go ahead. If they're not, there's no problem.
Yeah.
It's not really a pressurized situation, and that's kind of the worst thing you can do is put the lead under pressure. Like, so it's more of a chat than anything, and it's a great way of building trust from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a big difference between high pressure sales tactics and knowing what a potential customer needs and just going and actually implementing for them. Like there's so much stuff out there and people is just trying to shove everything, under someone. But like when you actually have a genuinely good service, a genuinely good product, which
Yeah.
with all the tech and stuff that's already pre-built for you, you don't need to be a master. You don't need to know everything there is to know about website design. Once you have that basic understanding, you can go out and
And
start getting
that's
clients.
that's something actually I'd like to say. Like when I start off, and I'm sure you're the same. everyone kind of said like, oh, is there really a need for that? And with AI, like that's going to take. There's not, but you have to be the you have to be the common denominator. You have to have your own unique style so that you can't be replaced. Like if you come with a personal touch, nobody else can do that. Like you're
Yeah.
the one that's providing that, and so you might be doing the same thing as somebody else, but you're providing it in a different way, and that's what sells. At the end of the day, it's person to person sales.
100%. 100%. No, I love that. And then just on the fulfillment side of things, is it still all you right now, or have you hired anyone at all?
It's all me at the moment now. I've looked at like hiring and I don't know. I really I feel like we're coming to the point where I kind of nearly have to. Like I'm run
Mm.
off my feet some days and then some days it's I feel like it would be a waste of time hiring someone. But yeah, it's something that's definitely in the pipeline and I mean we're fine to do it. Like it's
Yeah.
just I kind of actually I get a kick out in the outreach myself and stuff like that. So I don't
Yeah.
really want to hire that.
Yeah.
Maybe fulfillment or something like that. But the outreach for the moment will be me. And like I said, the ads are in the pipeline too, so that's coming as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The way I look at it, Cuan, is see the lower leverage activities. The sooner that you can outsource those, the
Mhm.
better. So, like the first thing in that point of view would probably be the person booking the appointments and the person actually going out there and doing the outreach because you know yourself, you could make 50 cold calls before you actually even
Mhm.
speak to a decision maker. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you have like a really solid team, even one person that knows what you're selling and they can talk like they got the gift to talk.
Yeah.
You book consistent appointments. It's then up to you then to do the actual fulfillment and like that's the stuff that you actually enjoy is always getting better at
Mhm.
building the sites inside of the software, building out automations and stuff like that. Stuff that at this point you could probably do half of it in your sleep.
Yeah, yeah, and like if you read some of my reviews, it's like Cuan and his team, and Cuan has a great team, and I've like nobody working with me, like, but
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I must be that fucking good, like, but
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
getting there. Like, we will have a team shortly,
Mm.
promise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good. Good stuff. And then I guess just like outside of like the business stuff, what is your, because a lot of people like to really focus on this, and a lot of people always ask this to so many different people. What does your daily sort of routine look like right now? Like from morning to night,
Yeah.
what does Kuan do on a daily basis to
That's
provide
interesting you
you?
say because like one of the things I've kind of cracked down on is like I see a direct correlation between like myself, my own physical being and my mental kind of position and how well the business does because you are the business starting off, you are the business. So how you're performing makes a huge difference. So like I'm dialing myself in. It's early starts, gym twice a week or twice a day, out for a run, eating clean, that sort of thing, like good sleep. You are the business when you stand off, so you kind of have to look after yourself. But yeah, like I can kind of do what I like after I'm finished work. Like I said, there's no boss over me, like
Yeah.
so you can get into what you want. But yeah, like I said, early starts, gym in the morning, go out for a run in the evening, and then it's kind of work day after that, and then yeah, recreation after that. But like it's the freedom of actually deciding that day when I want to do it and
Yeah.
how I want to do it, like is the thing,
Yeah. Yeah, 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 exactly. And this is also something that I want to touch on because like I know what my story is and a lot of people know what my story is in terms of like this what I'm about to ask. But what did your family think? So even whenever you had this
Yeah,
great business idea, like how did they react to first finding out that you were doing like running the
yeah,
business compared to once they actually seen the revenue coming in? Like how did
yeah.
that sort of process unfold?
So yeah, like I said, like I don't know if you're from a rural background. Like I'm in the sticks, like so.
Yeah.
Like I said, from the get go, like people around here don't work tech jobs. Having said that, now my parents knew. Like I'm sure it's the same with you. Like I was always trying new things. Like I was always trying to break through and try different things. So when they heard I was doing this, it was kind of just another thing. Like, and it wasn't taken seriously, honestly. And also like I mentioned there, I did drop out of college,
Yeah.
so like it
Yeah.
was huge. Like, um, but yeah, like as the money started coming in, they're kind of coming around to it, and yeah, like they were supportive anyway. But now it's like it's nice to be able to prove like you've been
Yeah.
talking it for the whole year, and now it's like see, you know.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I so no, that's funny. So you've completely like left college, left the job, and
Yeah,
you're just full time now.
full time. I had to go back to college in January, And like I was after starting to earn some money through business stuff, and I was like, this is going to be like a struggle to
I
go
know.
back
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And I got to like the end of March, April, and exams are in May, so I was like, I have a month left, and I just came to the point where I was like, I can kind of repeat college and go back. I can't. Like, this is kind of at breaking point now. If I let the business slack too much here, I won't be able to pick it back up. So I just said, like, yeah, defer the course and put the rest of my savings into it and into this, and it paid off. But
I didn't know. I didn't know that. So you were about to do
yeah,
your exams, and you were
yeah.
like,
I was like,
nah.
because I was like trying to do both at the same time. And it was my finals, like so, like I was qualified after the exams as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, because I spent so much time on the business, I was slacking anyway with college work. So I was like, I'm probably gonna fail 90% of these exams.
Mm.
So I was like, right, burn the boats, or yeah, burn the ships, finish up, defer the
Yeah,
course, and I just put everything into the business for the last six
yeah.
months, and it's starting to
No,
pay off now.
I love that. Like, I thought you were finished with college and stuff. I didn't
No,
realize
no,
what
no. Like
that's
I have it deferred so I can go back and like within the next 3 years I can go back and finish.
yeah,
But and that's why like I did it because I knew I could go back at some stage, but the business was just at such a point where it's like if I took any more time off I wouldn't be able to
yeah, 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 yeah,
I wouldn't be able to keep it going like.
yeah. I bet you don't regret that.
No, like
No.
and kind of looking back now, I will go back, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah.
quite hard now coming back to college, but I will get.
It will be very difficult, but see whenever you go back, whether that's in January now or it's in 2 or 3 years from
Oh
now,
yeah,
you'll like at that point, you'll have the business completely automated.
yeah.
You'll have a team behind you. You'll have all the fulfillment sorted. You'll have all the outreach sorted, where you'll be at that point where you're sort of like, you give yourself that nice runway and you're turning over
Mm,
10, 20, 30K a month while you're in college. You'll have full time then to go and do what you want, whether that is college or you want to go and travel the world with your partner or you want to go wherever.
yeah.
Like, you'll have the power to do that.
That's what I mean. Like I'm starting to look long term, kind of like I kind of said short term and long term goals, but long term now it's I said to you from the start, like this is for me, I wanted to build something that's tangible and an
Yeah.
actual business. It wasn't just a pump and dump kind of thing. Like this was, I wanted this long term, and we're at the stage now where like, you know, keep the focus, doing what we're doing, keep the momentum going. It will be
Mm.
a long term plan, and a long term business going into the future.
No, that's sick. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to like you've grown so much in the last year. I'm looking forward to
Ah,
see,
huge man.
a year from now how much things are going to be.
Yeah, I think that's I heard it on I don't know what podcast where it's like most people overestimate what you can do in a day, but underestimate what you can get done in a year. And
Mm.
like, not every day goes the way you want it, but if you just can show up, if you just show up every day, things
Yeah,
happen. Like, and
exactly.
that's kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah. It's the same as going to like the gym or doing
Yeah,
anything in
yeah,
life.
yeah.
As long as you're consistently putting the work in, you'll have no issues seeing that compounding effort. Like you don't see it today, you won't see it next week or next month, but
Mm.
6 months, 12 months from now.
And like I'm living proof. Like I hadn't a penny. Like even for the first like 5 6 months, like I was like I hadn't a penny to my name, and I was like struggling. And now I'm like it's a complete reverse around the
Different.
situation from
Yeah.
last year. Like so yeah, it's living proof that it can be done.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I'm super proud of you. Like you've went out, you've implemented everything, and you've now just become the proof of someone that can literally genuinely go from super busy studying and working full time to now being full time with your own
Mm.
business, something that you can finally call your own.
Yeah, and like I love doing this. Like I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't. Even for the money. But I genuinely love doing this. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I have it down to a system now, and I
yeah,
absolutely love doing it.
yeah,
So.
yeah, yeah. Good stuff. And then I know, like earlier on in the chat, you were talking like you tried drop shipping and all that kind of stuff. What made you jump into software arbitrage? Like, what made you actually reach out to me in the first place?
Yeah, I tell you, like I was doing TikTok shops and stuff like that, and it was getting nowhere, and it was kind of like a side hustle on top of college, and I think I saw your first video, and it was like it was explaining what it is, and I'd never heard of it, like, and being in the tech, like I was getting into tech big time. Then I was doing the software development course and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I'd never heard of it, so I was really interested because it's like you see like dropshipping and stuff all over the place and things like that. So it's like it was new, and I thought like I was interested, and then I clicked it, and I was like, yeah, this is different, and it's not. It didn't seem as rushed and as short
Yeah.
term as the rest of the stuff. Like,
Mhm.
and I know, and one thing that you noticed was the profit margins, but also the kind of gains were long term,
Yeah.
as opposed to SMMA where it was very like pump and dump. You might get like 2 or 3 good months, and then it was stagnant for a while, and then
Yeah.
you lose clients. There's a lot of turnover. Whereas the software arbitrage was more, it seemed more long term and more steady, and longer term clients were on board and stuff like that. So yeah, that really got my interest. Then I reached out to you, and yeah, like the course kind of runs you through basically anything that you don't cover in your Instagram and stuff like that. And yeah, we're here now, and like I'm so, because like I genuinely remember the day I was like sitting there and I was like editing videos.
Mm.
And I was swiping through, and I literally went. I think to myself, like, if I had to swipe that and I just not DM'd you, I'd be like, fucking, where would I be now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
No, that's amazing. I didn't know all that sort of backstory and
yeah,
stuff, so it's really interesting just to sort of see how, people find me and find the program and just sort of stumble, like everyone just sort of stumbles upon it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not really something that a lot of people go out and look for because it's like
no,
it's a completely new
so
thing.
new, yeah, so
Nobody
new.
nobody here is doing it. So that's interesting. And then I guess like probably, almost closing out times. We've covered like a lot in terms of like the clients, your business and life and everything. Is there any pieces of advice that you would give to someone either starting out or considering starting out?
Yeah, I would definitely say, kind of starting out, like it's a lot. You got to treat it like a marathon, not a sprint. Like it takes some time to see results. Whether that be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months in my case. But there's a plan in place. Like if you just follow that plan, you'll get to where you're going. You get to where you want to go. And like you said, don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Like every day there's no day that's going to be better than the last for starting.
Mm.
And if I look back now, I could have just, like you said, I could have just fobbed it off and waited another year,
Yeah,
and I'd be starting right now,
yeah.
and I would never have thought like I could get to the position I'm at now. So yeah, don't wait for the perfect chance to come. It's never coming. There's no perfect time, so just start. Like,
Yeah, 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 exactly. No, I love that. Like even whenever I first got started out, I actually was out there and I was looking for opportunities because I know I didn't want to keep stacking shelves and home bargains and keep doing what I was doing. So it's yeah, it is always very interesting just to sort of find how people start out and how they act, like where they actually do end up, as long as they genuinely put the work in, you know what I mean? But
mhm.
no, it's been really good chat so far,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Is there any closing remarks, anything you just sort of want to say in general or
Um,
anything at all?
Listen to Jason. He's the man. I'm living proof. Like I am living proof that it works. So yeah, follow Jason. You'll be all right.
Appreciate that, man. No, thank you
Thanks,
very
man.
much.
Thanks, man.
Looking forward to
Thanks
seeing
for
how
everything as well. You literally, you may have changed my life.
yeah. No,
For
I love
sure.
that. No, thank you very much. And
No bother, man.
I could tell you everything in the world, but if you're not implementing it, it's not going to
That's
work.
it.
That's exactly what you've done. You've reached out, you asked some questions, you got on board, and then kept asking questions, and now here you are. You know what I mean?
That's it, man. Put the
So
head
no,
down and work.
it's been good, man. No, I'm excited to see how things turn out the next 6, even 12 months from now. It's gonna be good. But
That's it, man.
yeah, good stuff, Cuan. Really appreciate your time, man. Um, so yeah, good stuff, man. Looking forward to seeing how things go now.
Cheers, man.
Good stuff, man. All right, cheers. So I hope you now understand from watching that short student interview with Q, and you really understand the possibilities that are actually out there. There's so many different business models out there. There's so many opportunities out there. But if you want something that's actually predictable, it's long term, once you have the first few clients on board, it's pretty easy to scale from there, then I hope it's now clear that software arbitrage is exactly what's doing that right now. So if you do have any questions at all, I will go ahead and leave my Instagram down below so you can reach out, you can send me over to DM with any questions that you have. And if you also want to find out a little bit more information about the software arbitrage program and how you can actually work one-on-one with me and my entire team, then you can go ahead and click on that first link down below in the description. My name is Jason McElchar, and we'll see you in the next video.